Didn't he burn the Qur'ans of different versions and left the one he liked with more violent verses? Question mark. Now, my direct response when I read this comment is as follows: LOL, or laughing out loud. LOL. That's funny. You have quite a creative mind. Perhaps you have a good talent at producing fictions. Now, why did I comment like that? Because if you refer back to the hadith itself of that incident, right? And we have covered that in the previous video. We have gone through the whole hadith. You cannot even come to any of this. Number one, we have dealt with different versions. So any idea as if there's many different version, what are you talking about? Can you pinpoint in the hadith any point or any whatever is mentioned here that can support that kind of idea? So that's number one. Number two, this is funny, left the one he liked with more violent verses. So I'm not sure where this comes from. That's why I say, oh, interesting. You have the mind to create fictions. But the issue with this is, even if you want to say make a story or movie based on real history, for example, right? If you want to suggest this, okay, let's create a scenario where you can actually make this scene where he, referring to the figure of Osman, but this is alternative creative movie based on history but totally fiction, right? Let's say you want to paint that character to do this, to you know, have a version where suddenly he have more violent verses, right? For example, for that, for him to be able to do as such, you have to alter known facts of the history, right? Number one, for example, the Quran is memorized by many. It's memorized and it is being recited day in, day out, because the very basic that Muslim do is pray 5 times a day. That's the fundamental obligatory one. And most the Sahaba actually they do the Qiyamul Lail, where they recite the longer surah normally, right? And they recite it day in, day out from memory, right? So meaning it's not like memorize and then never repeat, right? So you want to suggest that somehow within that reality, when someone want to change and alter and everyone keep quiet, okay, so that's fact number one. There are a lot of people that memorize the whole thing. Number two, if you know their character, for example, after the death of Osman, right, you know the character, for example, of Muawiyah and Ali, and they have differences of opinion what should be the priority at that time, and the way they feel that feel strongly at the position lead to a major basically clash or conflict, right? I'm not focusing on the conflict then, I'm just focusing on the character that exists at that time of the companion, of the Sahaba. Do you think those kind of character, here there are differences in terms of siyasa, of we can say politics, of how to manage crisis, how to manage what happened, right? Because there are murders, Usman was murdered, right? And then how to deal with this, what is the priority? One have the opinion that seeking those who are responsible for the murder is the number one priority. One have a different opinion. There are more pressing issues, for example. I'm leaving that to a different discussion, but I'm stressing here is that those kind of people memorize the Quran, and they would, even in that kind of issues, that is siyasa, right? Different of opinion lead to, you know, that kind of clash or conflict, right? Do you think that kind of character, that really this Quran from Allah, they believe that, right? Someone want to alter that, they will just say, is that even logical, right? So that's the thing, that when people suggest that, if you know the history and you know the people, that even that kind of suggestion is laughable at best. At worst is mocked, etc., etc., right? Ridiculed, etc. Because the mere suggestion of that can possibly happen in that scenario, I don't know what to say. So that's why I think if you want to paint like a fiction movie, you want to make this episode that, oh, somehow it is possible to make that, either you have to totally change the whole character, meaning the whole people in that society, you have to change dramatically the type of people, and that's the only way, because this kind of suggestion that it is even plausible, knowing those two facts, at least this is just one of the two of the facts that would make it improbable, not plausible. There are many other facts that make it solid. That's why you will see that Muslim is not affected by this kind of ideas, because we know history, right? So yeah, that's all. I'm not sure what else to say here, but I thought just to share this, because some of the comment that I got in this video is amusing, interesting. So thank you for watching. See you next time.